third graders. Welcome to our week number 23 of remote learning. We are going to be continuing with our multiplication and division lessons. We're on module 8 and we're going to be doing lesson 2. So that one is the find unknown factors and numbers, and it starts on page 215. So please get that packet out and a pencil so that way you can follow along with me. I'll get my camera ready and we'll begin. So we are going to be finding unknown factors and numbers. We're going to be able to use multiplication and division equations with unknown numbers to solve problems. So John is building a rectangular shaped koi pond. He uses 24 1-foot square tiles to cover the bottom of the pond. He sets the same number of tiles in each row. How many rows of tiles can he set if he uses all the tiles? So we know that he's using 24 1-foot square tiles. And it doesn't tell us how we have to set them up. We just know that he's going to put the same number of tiles in each row. And then how many rows of tiles will he set if he uses all the tiles? So we just have to kind of, figure out what we think we know. So what do we think we know about the number 24? What numbers can multiply together to equal 24? Well, I know it's an even number, so I know I could use a 2. 2 times what equals 24? 2 times 12. So we could do 2 rows with 12 in each row, or 12 rows with 2 in each row. Let's see, what else do I know multiplies together to equal 24? I know that I could do 3 times 8, and that equals 24. What else do I know equals 24? Oh, I know 4 times 6 equals 24. And I think that's all I can do. I could do like the inverse, right? Remember, if I can do 4 times 6, then I can do 6 times 4. If I do 3 times 8, then I can do 8 times 3. And if I can do 2 times 12, then I can do 12 times 2. So those are all the combinations that I could come up with for John for his koi pond. So let's just pick one. I think I'm going to pick 4 times 6. So if I want to draw a picture of how it's going to look, the square tiles, I would have 4 rows, right? Remember when we've been doing our arrays, and then I would have 6 in each row. So this tells me I have 4 rows with 6 in each row. And the question that was asked, if he uses all 24 tiles, how many rows of tiles can he set? He could set 4 rows. Okay. So we came up with all the combinations that we could think of for our multiplication problems that equal 24, and then we just picked the one that we wanted to do. We could have picked any of them, right? We could have done 6 rows with 4 in each row. We could have done 3 rows with 8 in each row. It wouldn't have mattered because it didn't give us those kinds of parameters. So we could choose whichever one made sense to us. Okay? Next page. So now we've got John again, and he has 4 aquariums. And the aquariums each hold the aquariums hold a total of 32 gallons of water. Each aquarium holds the same amount of water. How much water is in each aquarium? So what information do we know? We know he has 4 aquariums. And all together, if we have all of the aquarium's water dumped in one thing together, then there are 32 gallons of water. So we want to know how much is in each aquarium. How much water would be in each aquarium? So if I want to make a picture of this, I could draw aquariums, right? There's my 4 aquariums, and I know in all the aquariums there are 32 gallons. So to answer the first question, how many equal groups did we draw? We drew 4 equal groups because there are 4 aquariums. So it gave us that information, right? There are 4 aquariums, so those are our 4 groups. We know how many groups there are. We just don't know how much is inside each group. That's our unknown. So what is the total number of gallons shown in our visual model? In our picture, we can see that there are 32 total gallons. So how could we use this picture that we drew to write a multiplication equation with an unknown factor to represent the problem? We're going to use just a little square to represent the unknown factor. So we want to write a multiplication equation. So we know that we have 4 aquariums, and it's going to be multiplied by, we don't know what, because we don't know what's inside each aquarium. But we do know the total amount of water is 32. So 4 times our unknown equals 32. So what number fills in the blank? 4 times what number equals 32? 4 times 8 equals 32. So there are 8 gallons of water in each one of our aquariums. Okay? So this is just knowing, using a word problem to figure out our unknown, and we're using multiplication to figure this one out. Number 2. John buys 35 new fish. He wants to place the fish into aquariums in groups of 7. How many aquariums does he need? Well, we know he has groups of 7, right? So inside, there's going to be 7 inside each aquarium. But we don't know how many aquariums there are. So this is like our unknown, right? This is our we don't know. But we do know there are how many fish? There are 35 fish. So the information we do know is that there are 35 fish, and they are in groups of 7. We just don't know how many aquariums. So what is the total number of fish shown in our visual model? Well, there are 35 fish total. How many fish are in each equal group? Well, there are 7 fish in each equal group. So this time, we're going to use our visual model to write a division equation. So this problem is division. We know our total, but we don't know how many groups we have, right? So we know that there are 35 fish divided by 7 equals what? We don't know, right? We don't know how many equations. So what related multiplication with an unknown factor could we write? Well, we know that if we have our big number here, that's going to be our total. We could multiply, right? Is it multiply the inverse of division? So we could say 7 times our unknown factor equals 35. See how these two are related? So 35 divided by 7 is the same as 7 times our unknown factor, which equals 35. And our unknown factor would be, what times 7 equals 35? That would be 5. So there are 5 aquariums. If you know your multiplication facts, if you've been practicing like I've been asking you, if you've been practicing those flashcards, if you've been getting your green light every single day, that's how you're going to get better and better and better and better at multiplication and division. So please, it is important to get that green light every single day. So now, let's step it out. Nan buys 18 plants to place in the aquarium for her betta fish. She places 3 plants in each aquarium. If Nan places all the plants, how many aquariums does she have? So our division equation with our unknown number, we know that there are 18 plants that she purchased, and she's going to put 3 plants in each aquarium. So we need to figure out how many aquariums she has. So our division problem would be 18 divided by 3, right? We have our whole, we have 18 that she purchased, and she wants to put 3 in each aquarium. So we know how many are going in each one, we just don't know what our groups are. We know how many are in each group, but we don't know what our groups are. So our related multiplication equation would be, if we do 18 divided by 3 equals our unknown, we could have our unknown times 3 equals 18. Right? Remember, these are the inverse of each other. So we can use our division to help us find our multiplication and vice versa. So our unknown equals what? What number times 3 equals 18? Well, that would be 6. 6 is our unknown number, so Nan has 6 aquariums. Nan has 8 packs of treats for her fish. She has a total of 40 treats. If each pack has the same number of treats, how many treats are in each pack? So she has 8 packs of treats, and all together she has 40 treats. So our multiplication equation with the unknown and the related division equation, so what number are we going to put here that's going to be multiplied by our unknown to equal 40? Well, that would be our 8, right? Our 8 packs of treats times our unknown equals 40. Or 40 divided by 8 equals our unknown. So to solve for this, 8 times what number equals 40? Or 40 divided by 8 equals what number? This is going to be the same number. And that would be 5. So each pack has 5 treats. Alrighty, check for understanding. Sammy has some boxes of pens. Each box has 6 pens. Sammy has 54 pens. How many boxes does Sammy have? Write a multiplication equation and a division equation with an unknown to represent the problem. So she has some boxes of pens. Each box has 6 pens, so we know how many are in each group. We don't know how many groups we have. And she has a total of 54 pens. So our multiplication equation would be 6 times our unknown equals 54. And then our division equation would be 54 divided by 6 equals our unknown. So if you know your multiplication facts, what times 6 equals 54? 9 times 6 equals 54. So she has 9 boxes. That would be our number of groups. All right, so we're at the On Your Own section. If you want to pause the video and do this independently and then come back to check your answers, you can, or you could stay right with me and do the work with me. So we're going to write a multiplication equation and a division equation with an unknown and then solve. So we need to have multiplication and division and then solve. Lawrence goes to the aquarium shop 5 days in a row and sees 15 new fish. He sees the same number of new fish each day. How many new fish does he see each day? So he goes to the aquarium shop 5 days in a row, and he sees 15 new fish in those 5 days. So we know that in 15 days, he sees 15 new fish during the course of 5 days, but we don't know how many fish he sees each day. So this would also be 5 times our unknown equals 15. So our unknown equals what number times 5 equals 15? That would be 3. So he sees 3 new fish. Whoops. Each day. I was writing new again for some reason. 3 new fish each day. Number 3. Liam is making sandwiches for a family picnic. He uses 18 slices of bread. Each sandwich uses 2 slices of bread. How many sandwiches does Liam make? So when he makes the sandwiches, he's going to use a total of 18 slices of bread. Each sandwich has 2 slices of bread. So we want to figure out how many sandwiches he makes. So our division equation, 18 divided by 2 equals our unknown. 2 times our unknown equals 18. So what number times 2 equals 18? Well, that would be 9. So he makes 9 sandwiches. It's basically taking half of, right? When there's a 2, we're taking half of that number. Remember all those strategies we've learned. Hopefully you're memorizing those numbers. We need those multiplication facts memorized. Super duper important. It's one thing when you come into 4th grade that's going to be super helpful if you have them all memorized. A mountain lion has a litter of cubs. Her litter has 24 paws. If each cub has 4 paws, how many cubs are in her litter? So we know all together the cubs have 24 paws if you add up all the paws on each cub all together. And each cub has 4 paws. So our division problem would be 24 divided by 4 equals our unknown. Our multiplication problem would be 4 times our unknown equals 24. So what number times 4 equals 24? Well, that would be, I hope you said 6. So there are 6 cubs. Alrighty, Tamara wants to give each of her 7 friends an equal number of friendship bracelets. She gives out 28 friendship bracelets. How many bracelets does each friend get? There are 7 friends and a total of 28 friendship bracelets. So she wants to make sure each friend gets the same number. They're divided evenly among her friends. 28 divided by 7 equals our unknown. 7 times our unknown equals 28. So what is our unknown? 28 divided by 7. 7 times what equals 28? I hope you came up with 4. So each friend is going to get 4 bracelets. Alright, now we have to fill in the blank with the unknown number. 12 divided by what number equals 4? 12 divided by 3 equals 4 because 3 times 4 equals 12. 27 divided by what number equals 3? Or equals 9. I just gave you the answer. 27 divided by 3 equals 9. So that means that 3 times 9 equals 27. 24 equals 3 times what number? 24 equals 3 times 8. What number divided by 7 equals 7? Well, 7 times 7 equals 49. What number times 9 equals 18? How many 9s would give you 18? 2 9s. 8 equals 48 divided by what number? 48 divided by 6 equals 8. What number divided by 9 equals 5? Well, 9 times 5 equals 45. And 9 times what number equals 36? 9 times 4 equals 36. And our last page on your own, you're going to skip number 16. So we've just got 14 and 15 to do. So if Jack has $18 to spend on fish for an aquarium, and he buys 6 fish, each fish costs the same amount, how much does each fish cost? So he has $18 to spend, and he buys 6 fish. So 18 divided by 6 equals $3. If he spent $18 total and he bought 6 fish, he spent $3 for each fish. NYCABA is assigning tour guides for people going on museum tours. Each guide leads 4 people around the museum. There are 20 people going on a tour. How many tour guides does NYCABA assign? So each guide is going to have 4 people. So we know how many are in each group. We need to figure out how many groups there are because we know there's a total of 20 people. So 20 divided by 4 equals what number times 4 equals 20? That would be 5. So there are 5 tour guides that are needed by the museum to put the tours on for these people. Alrighty, so you are going to do the more practice homework page for lesson 8.2, and you are going to do the whole thing. Alrighty, so there are 17 questions, so go ahead and do that independently, and then make sure it gets back to me at school by the end of the week. Alrighty, I hope you have a great rest of your day.